Hello all, welcome to this course on ISTQB Foundation Level Examination Preparation. This is a chapter 6, that is a tool support for testing. From this chapter you'll get 4 marks, that is 4 questions. So far we have covered till this, and in this video we'll have a quick look on special consideration for this one. Then we'll see effective use the principle. Yeah, until this. Alright, so these two topics, so 1 and 2. So this main principle is under the effective use of tools, and still we have another video on this. That's it, only two videos has been remaining in this chapter. All right, so first we'll start with the special consideration for the test execution, the test management. So the continuity of this particular topic is, because see, here you have seen the test tool classification. In the test tool classification we have seen the test execution, test management tool as well. All right, but here coming to the risk, we have in the previous video we have gone through so many potential risks. All right, so by taking this potential risk on your mind, so we have some special consideration for the test execution and test management tools that may overcome this risk. All right, see the special consideration for the test execution, the test management tools. Here execution, we have the, if we follow these three methodology, then there can be the test execution tool can works efficiently. All right, so first one is capturing test approach, capturing test by recording the actions of the manual tester. All right, so the tester is doing the operation manually, right? So that has been can be recorded, but again this is not being encouraged by most of it, because there may be a chances of data piracy, or there may be the chances of the system overloading, or the maybe a chance of the data, because we know about the space, right, the consumption. So unnecessary, we should not have we should not leave the space to be a garbage, right? So it's not much needed. So that is a capturing test approach, but on initial days there may be welcome for this approach, but nowadays no, this is not on 2023. There is no such welcome for this approach. Then data driven test approach and keyword driven test approach, so these two approaches has been using on most of the organizations. The test approach separates out the test inputs and expected outputs. So if you see some graphical window, if you see some other charts, so you'll have the just inputs and outputs has been separated, and there may be some external files has been generated, like a spreadsheet or a HTML file, on which uses the more generic test scripts like Python or C, embedded C, I mean the scripts wise. All right, so if there is the automate for automation purpose. All right, so if the automation purpose, they can use the same test script with that different data as well. So that is a data driven approach. Then keyword driven test approach is the approach that generic script process which keyword describe the action to be taken. So that is also another kind of a test execution tools has been taken care. So these are all special consideration. All right, then test management tools to produce useful information in a format that fits needs to the organization, because as you are dealing with the management, so your data has to be fit with respect to the data with the organization. All right, so there is a compatibility here they mean. Then the consistent traceability to the requirements in the requirement management tool. Again, this also more or less they are indirectly talking about the compatibility. Okay, so but here they directly fetch the term called traceability. The traceability has of the requirements has to map 100%. So that's what here they meant, the test management. Then the link with the test object version information, the configuration. So all three talking about the same. I'll just summarize here. See, first one is the info. The info has to fit with the organization. All right, here next is the traceability. Traceability of all the requirements should fit with the requirement management. That is a requirement. Okay, traceability is the requirement. Then here is a version should fit with the configuration management. So this is on a need with the organization need, and this is a requirement management or the requirement. This is a configuration management or configuration. That's it. All right. So this is all about the test management tool, and this just you want to remember. And this part is more or less least bother. Only thing is there may be the question with the keyword driven or data driven, that we'll have a separate tutorial in the other chapter. All right. Then it's a very important topic in this chapter, effective use of tools. So now you have to consider yourself as a test manager. So before considering you as a test manager, first consider you want to install a mobile application called Netflix in your mobile. So before installing, what are the things you'll think from in your mind? First one is your space, whether you have a space or not. Second is your whether the application is free of cost. You don't look here, don't look in this part. All right. So after my explanation, we will just have a go through here. All right. So first one is a space. Second is whether this is free or paid or demo. Like we have 1 month or 2 month demo, right? So demo like. Then third here is whether this first of all this particular application is compatible to your device or not. Compatibility. All right. Then fourth comes here is there any support is been available on, say for example you are going for a payment, you paid, then you are not sure whether the payment has been done successfully or not because you are not getting any notification. So you will see like whether you'll get a proper support, customer support or not. All right. Then apart from that, here of course it is a cost, but whether it is a cost effective or not. So these are all the thing things you'll think before you purchase, you installing any application. In the same way, being a test manager, before including any tools into the organization, they have to follow, they have to think certain certain criteria that has to be met. So that is what all about the principles of tool selection. One day you'll become a test manager and you have to follow all these principles before you introduce any tools into your organization. The first one is your assessment of the maturity of the own organization. So first one is whether your organization have a good grade to accommodate the tool or not. So that is the first part. Say for example, if your organization is kind of a startup company, but you want to introduce some 20 or 30 lakhs Indian rupees tool into the company, then definitely it is not good, right? So because your organization is only not matured enough to hold those kind of tools. Second one is identification of opportunities for improve the test process. So it's very simple. After you have after you involved the particular tool into your organization, so what kind of what are the opportunities to improve the product? Then understanding the build and continuous integration tools already used within the organization in order to ensure that tools compatible. So for example, there is already some tools that you are working on, already you are working on, and now you want to add the new tool. This is a new one. You have to check the compatibility because it's already is working on, so you should not spoil this as well. So you have to check the compatibility, evaluation of the tool against the clear requirements in the object criteria. So again, the tool has to meet the requirements from the customer and the objective. All right. Consideration of whether or not the tool is available for the free trial period. So again, you have to go through whether is there any trial period is there or not. If not, also you can always request to the vendor for some demo or a trial period. If yes, how long, that also it should be noted. Evaluation of the vendor, that is including training, support, everything you have to see. If you are purchasing some tools like car makers or some tool DSpace, you have to see whether there is any team they are providing a training from the vendor itself. All right. Then identification of the internal requirements for coaching and mentoring user. So you have to check inside your organization, is there any experts inside your organization with this tool or not. And evaluation of the training needs considering the testing skills those who will be working directly with the tools. Again, same. So this point is same. So whether there any resources that is already worked and they are present in your organization, so that they can give training, they can share their skills or share their knowledge. Consideration of the pros and cons of various licensing models. Example, commercial or open source. Again, it's the same. This here we have discussed, right? So this being free, if free, how long? So again, if it is what are the pros and cons? Like say for example, if it is a yearly rental, or it's a one time purchase, lifetime access, so whatever it is, you have to be aware. All right, estimation of the cost benefit ratio based on the concrete business case. Say for example, if your project is being allocated with 2 crores Indian rupees. All right, so if the tool cost 15 lakhs, you can go for purchasing the tool at least if you have some 25 lakh buffer. If not, you should not. All right, so that is what you should keep everything in the mind before going for any tools. Being a test manager, of course, ISTQB examination, foundation exam is not for test manager, but still, being a tester, you should understand the pains and you should understand the decision at least on a basic level of the manager, how they are handling. All right, so that's all about this video. I hope this you learn something in this video. If you have any questions, you can always welcome to post. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.